Hey guys, what's up? Lord Meecher again here, your Lord of Video Games, and welcome to another episode of Trails to Azure. In the last episode, we did finish up a couple quests, one being helping out Michelin Wonderland with Mishi. And that was a pretty cool and fun side quest that we did alongside Tio. But we're going to be continuing right where we left off. I think in this episode, sorry, I was checking what arts how many things I need for for things, so I was like but yeah. So, we are going to do that one. We got Package Pandemonium, we did the theme park. Oh, I think we're gonna start this one because I am actually very, very curious about this. So we needed to go. How did I not check? Residential district, Mr. Hayworth's. All right, so let's go to the residential district and go to Harold's house and see what this quest is entail, because I actually want to get to the bottom of this. Excuse us, you put in a support request for the special support section? Hello there, SSS. I can't tell you how glad I am that you're here to help with this again. Yes, thank you very much for coming. Can you tell us what happened since yesterday, Chief Tolta? Understand there was a new development in the case? Yes, that's correct. I fear the situation is more dire than we originally thought. Oh, okay. I'd like to discuss it in depth with you all right away. Would that be alright? Yes, please. No, it's fine. Please fill us in on the details. You mentioned that the situation has changed since yesterday? That it has. Yesterday evening, I went to the Ash Tree Inn in another attempt to persuade Derek. I told him that Minif character was far too suspicious, that he had to break ties with him. You didn't beat around the bush then, huh? Not for a second, but in the end, Derek still refused to listen. However, I did learn something new, and so I hurried here to discuss the matter with Mr. Hayworth. Something new? Has Minif taken some form of action? The Chief Tolta told me caught me off guard, if I may be frank. Minif's grip on the village is far tighter than we had given it credit for. Also, you're not Frank, you're Harold. No time to roleplay right now. There's a very serious situation, Mr. Harold. Would you mind elaborating? From what we learned yesterday, several villagers already trust him. Has it gone further than that? Well, you see, Minif has not only secured a private property on Old Armorica Road, but also the deed to numerous plots and fields in the village itself. Oh, that's not good. What? As shocking as this is, one question comes to mind. How was he able to pull off something that big? Good question. From what we know, Minif pitched a plan to increase Armorica's lotus production, as he puts it, by slowly accumulating deeds to the villagers' farmlands. He could expand the lotus fields and streamline their harvests. Moreover, management of the plots themselves would be contracted to the Quincy Company to reduce the required labor. Does that line up with what we heard? That does line up with what we heard yesterday. At first blush, sounds like a pretty good deal for the villagers. Yeah, too good to be true. As long as those deeds are in Minut's hands, he can abuse the land in any way he wants. There'd be no coming back from that. Indeed, the man cannot be trusted by any means. Yet solely focused on the private property of ours. In the worst case scenario wouldn't be too terrible. But now that he's using plots of lands within the village, the results could be catastrophic. You guys might be shit out of luck when it comes to breaking that contract, though. That's where you come in. If you can expose them, then perhaps the contract can be voided. I know there's nothing criminal happening on the surface here, but even still, we ask you to look into this. Well, SSS has never actually been all that beholden to CPD protocol. Our job is to support the citizens when they request it. You've given us enough reason to find Minus suspicious, so we'll gladly help. Thank you, Detective Maddox. All of you have been our village's guardian angels. Where should we begin? I cannot speak today. Let me drink water. Maybe that's it. Where should we begin the investigation? There we go. Jesus Christ, that was quick. I'm a bit of a loss on that myself. Me too. It's not as if we have any smoking guns to look into. True. In that case, why not ask Ian for help? It said assistance, but same thing. Do you mean Mr. Grimwood? Yes. Granted, we're only working off our suspicions at the moment. But if we explain the situation to Ian, he may be able to find a trace of something illicit in Minut's actions. Sounds like a good idea. Even a shred of evidence against Minut would be a good starting point for the investigation. I should warn you though, he's been incredibly busy since the mayor advocated for independence. There's no guarantee he'll have the time to see you. One way to find out. Off to the Grimwood law office. Maybe we'll catch him, maybe we won't. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Yeah, let's go pay him a visit. We'll leave you to it then. I'll ask my business associates if they heard any rumors about Minut or the Quincy Company. We would appreciate that. Thank you, everyone. You're the only ones I can count on. I'm so powerless in all of this. It's just pathetic of me. Don't worry, Chief Tolta. We'll handle it from here. You just sit tight and relax. Maybe pray to the goddess for good luck while you're at it. Very well. I'll be waiting for you. One born every minute started. I'm not gonna lie. He sounds very suspicious. Alright. Off to the Grimwood offices. It happens every time. Like, when I haven't drank enough water, my voice is just not wanting to work that day. Oh, he's here. Perfect. Oh. Mr. Grimwood. We were afraid you might have been out of your office. Ah, yes. I was just in the middle of taking a much-needed break. But it would seem you're in desperate need of my counsel. Is it really that obvious? I've seen the looks on your faces coming through my door countless times by now. Please, take a seat. I might be busy, but I'm happy to lend you an ear. Our apologies, and thank you. Lloyd and the SSS explain what they learned about Minut and his actions throughout the past 24 hours. Jesus. They also mentioned that Minut had been collecting deeds to plots of land in Armorica Village. I see. This is quite a predicament the village has found itself in. A case such as this would typically be a top priority for me. But, as you know, I've been busy this past week drafting up a preliminary constitution for the mayor. I apologize, but I won't have time to handle this case personally. That's unfortunate, but we understand. We suspected that would be the case. Still, even just a consultation would be helpful. Very well. I'll give you any advice I can while you're here. We appreciate it, Mr. Grimwood. So, do you have any insight on this? At this point, there's no evidence of Minif engaging in any unlawful activity, at least as far as we can tell. Is there something we're missing? Is there? I do have one idea. Oh? Damn, already? Possibly. An Arbonian contact of mine once provided me with some reference material for a very similar case. Though I can't say circumstances are an exact match. Any lead that could help us with the investigation is a good one. If you think this other case is worth mentioning, we'd be happy to hear about it. Very well. I can hardly refuse you all. From what I recall. Yes? Well, the music stopped. Several years ago, a man visited the estate of an Erebonian baron. He introduced himself as Rittner, an enterprising businessman working for a famous brewing company. Rittner presented the baron with an opportunity to become rich beyond his wildest dreams, and quickly at that. He proposed that the baron's barley fields, which had been passed down the family for generations, be used to establish a brewery. The facilities will be constructed on the barony, and his family will be responsible for managing them. That was the idea anyway. Hold on a second. What you're telling us is awfully reminiscent of what's going down in Armorica. The Baron accepted the deal and signed Rickner's contract. Then, under the pretense of constructing the brewery, the fields and a portion of the Baron's land were temporarily transferred to Rittner. However, the Baron converted his assets into capital for the sake of getting the business off the ground. However, Rittner soon disappeared with both the deeds and the capital, never to be seen again. The hell? The Baron and his family panicked after suddenly losing contact with Rittner. At the time, they had no idea of the gravity of what was about to unfold. To their shock and surprise, they learned Rittner had sold the deeds to a third party. The land was to be repurposed into a villa resort. Today it stands as part of a suburb instead. In the end, the Baron's family racked up a substantial debt. Before long, they had lost their entire territory. With that, the family was stripped of their rank, and they vanished without a trace. Damn, that's one hell of a story. That man conned them into giving their property and sold it right under their noses. Who would even do such a thing? Investigation immediately reminded me of that case. That sounds way too familiar. One person lies to another to earn another's trust before running off with a large fortune. It's a common strategy for committing fraud. Yeah. Fraud? If this case is the same, then Minif may not be a Quincy Company employee at all. He would simply be a con man trying to swindle Armorica for all they're worth. Precisely. I can't say for certain that that's the case here, but I'm concerned it might be. Agree. There are too many parallels between that story and our case. It'd be best if we shifted our focus to investigating this as a potential act of fraud. It changes the kinds of leads we should be looking into. Exactly. As far as Minif goes, there are two major areas that stand out to me as suspicious. First, that plan of his. I need to find out whether or not he's actually done anything to establish this Armorican honey company. We could probably figure that out by following the mirror trail. You'd have to apply for a bank loan to open a business in Crosspell. If it's all a sham, then we'll find the evidence we need in the IBC, correct? The other point of concern is whether Minif's actually an employee at the Quincy Company. Quincy Company's headquarters aren't in Crosspell though, so that'll be a little tougher to ferret out. Ellie? May be able to help with that. Oh? We should try stopping by my grandfather's home. The McDowell estate? Why? There should be a brochure about the Quincy Company there. Oh! It outlines how the company operates. We may be able to find some useful information. What's something like that doing in your Gram's pad, Mademoiselle?
Well, because I happen to enjoy making sweets, alright? I once took an interest in the Quincy Company, so I ordered one of their brochures. As I recall, it was on the shelf in my old bedroom. Then again, I doubt a simple brochure would have all the information we need.
I wouldn't be so quick to discount the possibility. It's official Quincy Company material. You might be able to find something that conflicts with what Midiv said. It never hurts to cover all your bases.
Agreed. Let's drop by the McDowell estate too, and see how it pans out. Thanks for the invaluable advice, Mr. Grimwood. Because of you, we finally have some leads to chase down.
Always happy to be of service. Just to confirm, you said you were using the Hayworth residence as the base of operations, yes?
Yeah, we are.
Very well. Then I'll lend you my help with this case for as long as the time permits me. Though unfortunately, I can't make any promises, given my other responsibilities.
That's not a problem at all. You've already helped us out immensely. It's nice having a professional in the neighborhood we can lean on.
I'll try to meet up with you at the Hayworths later. Good luck with your investigation until then.
Thanks, Mr. Grimwood. Okay, let's get this investigation underway. Start. We'll need to go to the IBC and look into Minna's plan regarding the Armorican Honey Company. It'd be a good idea to swing by the McDowell estate for that brochure too. Something in there might contradict Minna's words. It's a total 2 leads to follow up on. Roger. We won't rest until we find that evidence.
Yeah, so, first off, let's go to the McDowell estate. Immediately. Just check that brochure since it's right here. I keep hitting my mic every time I put something under it and I reach for it. I should probably not do that then. This is Ellie's room, right? Oh.
Let's see. Oh, here it is. This is the Quincy Company brochure I mentioned earlier.
Dang. They even had this sucker bound. Can't say they didn't put an effort into the thing.
They have ample resources to do so, considering the size of the company. Whatever is written inside should be sufficiently credible. And it's a good thing we stopped by for it.
Alright, let's take a closer look inside. As a leader in confectionery manufacturing, the Quincy Company strives tirelessly towards its next innovation. This brochure aims to briefly introduce the methods and creeds that drive our passion. I believe the key aspect of any confectionery is its taste. Otherwise, how would anyone enjoy it? With this belief as its core tenet, the Quincy Company refuses to compromise on the quality of its products. Our factories are fitted with the latest equipment and operated with the utmost attention to hygiene. Here at the Quincy Company, we are particular not just about the quality of our ingredients, but where they are sourced as well. Our product development pipeline, too, is run with the strictest standards. Prototypes are personally sampled by our executives, who, after many meetings, decide whether a product is worthy to go on the market. Only then they can reach the production line. This has been a Quincy Company tradition since its founding, such that we may deliver our valuable customers nothing less than its finest confectioneries to enjoy. It is the commitment to excellence that has made the Quincy Company the exceptional confectioner it is today. So, I'm sure what we were expecting. It's all your typical corporate double talk.
Did anybody manage to find a contradiction between this and something Miniv has said?
Actually, I think so.
Not in particular. Maybe coming here for this brochure was a waste of time after all.
No, it wasn't. It gave us... I think the clue is like the executives after many tries. And Min is just an employee. Actually, I did notice something. Is it the same thing I noticed?
You did?
Oh, I get it. You just activated the old detective mode and bam, right? Oh, don't leave us hanging. What you find?
Remember what Minute told us at the hotel yesterday? The answer is obvious. It was only a passing remark, but it still comes out into a major conflict with what's written in this brochure. Not to prove that he isn't, in fact, an employee of the Quincy Company to begin with.
You got that much out of this one little pamphlet?
That's right. You see, if Minif...
Sorry to cut you off, but where's the fun in spoiling it all now?
Oh my god. What are you talking about?
If I'm being honest, it's annoying that you're the only one who's figured it out. So why not give the rest of us a chance to save it for when we interrogate Minif?
Wazy, this is an investigation, not some game.
I agree with Wazy, actually. Your hypothesis may not be accurate after all. As a precaution, we shouldn't let ourselves be swayed by a mere hunch. Not to mention, I don't appreciate you stealing the spotlight with your detective mode, as Randy put it.
I get the feeling that second comment was the real reason she doesn't want me to share. Fine. If you do insist instead, I want you all to consider everything we've learned so far. Summarize the main points of the brochure in the detective notebook. All that's left for us to investigate, to visit the IBC. Let's see what we can find out there.
Lead the way.
Okay. Let's find out. The company's culture prioritizes high quality products above all else. The factories have state-of-the-art equipment, and they are particular about the quality of their ingredients as well as their source. Its executives sample the product prototypes and decide whether they are worthy of being brought. Yeah, exactly what stood out to me. Okay. So that's interesting. That is actually very interesting. So who do we speak to in the IBC? Lanfei? Has to be, right? She's the receptionist. Yep.
Hello again, SSS. What can I do for you today?
Well, we'd like to ask for the IBC's cooperation in an investigation we're working on.
Would it be possible for you to do an account search for us, Lanfei? We're hoping to look into some suspicious mirror transfers from a certain depositor. You want me to pull up private information on one of our clients then? Doing so is within company policy if it's related to a criminal inquiry.
Fraud.
Would you mind telling me the details of the situation first?
Not a problem. They provided all the information they had on the suspected fraud case.
I see. I believe I understand the circumstances now. Will this be sufficiently probable cause for us to conduct a search?
Cracking down on these kinds of things is the bank's best interest too. Fraud would damage your reputation. Ooh, Wazy with the sweet talk.
You are correct. And this is related to a legitimate investigation? I can help, but you have to settle for me simply telling you what I can pull up on my terminal screen here.
That's more than enough, if you would, please.
Very well. First, let me search for an account registered under the name Minif. Morgan Honey Company, subsidiary of the Quincy Company. Nothing. There we are. We do indeed have an account open under that name. What? Hold on. What happened? Did you find something incriminating? Well, I don't have the authority to tell you the exact balance on record. But I still say that the Armorica Honey Company has no more than the minimum deposit in its account.
Oh. What exactly does that mean? That's not, because for companies have a lot of money deposited into accounts, not the bare minimum.
Basically, corporate accounts require an initial sum of capital to open. In this case, the base amount is all there is. And what you've told me, that would leave tens of thousands of mirror unaccounted for.
Yeah.
Minif has the construction of the factory, management of the fields, and more to cover. It is simply impossible for any minimum deposit to be capable of financing that much is clear. No, financing all of it. That much is clear.
Sorry.
And despite him holding titles to the land and signing several deals,
The balance hasn't changed a single time. Yeah, exactly. It's suspicious to say the very least. By which I mean this account appears to have been made for the sole purpose of gaining Derek's trust. Things clearly aren't adding up here, in more ways than one. Yeah, this is just the kind of evidence we needed. Appreciate your cooperation, Lanfei. Not at all. I'm glad I could be of assistance. Should you ever require anything more, please don't hesitate to ask. We'll keep that in mind. Okay. Now we have now every suspicious aspect of minutes in its plan. Let's make our way back to the Hayworth residence. Got it. Alright, let's go there immediately. Because I want to amass this swindler. Dare he? How dare he try to take business from Mr. Hayworth and ruin Armorica? Oh, everybody's here. Ah, it's the SSS. There you are all. Mr. Grimwood, I'm glad you can make it. Did you just get back yourself, Mr. Hayworth? Yes, I finished asking my business associates about the matter at hand. How did things go on your end? We're able to round up a few leads thanks to Mr. Grimwood. How about you, Mr. Hayworth? I did just the same, in a matter of speaking. You see, I'm not quite sure what to make out of all of it. Well, you went through the trouble of digging up that info, so you may as well share it with the rest of the class. Agreed. The information may be beneficial to our investigation. I suppose you're right. Ask my business associates if the main Minif rang any bells, having never heard of it myself. What they informed me is that he's been making inquiries into a certain market since arriving in Crossbell. And what market would that be? Land prices in various locations throughout Crossbell. Land prices? He sounds more like a real estate agent at this point. Yeah. Why would a Quincy Company employee even need that kind of information? We know why. The answer to that just might be instrumental in helping us figure out Minut's true objective here. You think so? Certainly something worth considering. Incidentally, I might have discovered something else of note since we last saw one another. Oh? Huh? Harold, Chief Tolta? Could I ask you to help me find something in my office? At your office, Ian? I don't mind, but is it important? Well, it isn't substantial enough to prove anything in and of itself. But we may be able to use it as a final nail in the coffins once you've pinned Minif down. You really got something like that up your sleeve, Grizzly Grim? Possibly. But we may not make it in time, so please don't wait for us. Got to get to Armorica Village as quickly as you can. If Minif is the criminal we think he is, then his plan could be very well be in the final stages as we speak. Yeah. I'm confident, however, that the evidence you have on hand will be enough for you to solve the case. Best of luck, SSS. Got it. Thanks, Mr. Grimwood. Okay, guys, off to Armorica Village. It's time to reveal Minif's true colors and stop his phony deals dead in his tracks. Right. Yeah. Let's get there immediately. We cannot waste any time with that. No, not Central Square. Garage. I need to help Armorica. Armorica Village is here. There we go. We need to help them out. I don't like that somebody's taking advantage of them. Though where would we go? Oh! We see them? Yes, we do. Stop it. Damn it. Did they already close the deal? Hey, guys. You six again? The special support section. Derek, Minif, a few things you'd like to ask. What kind of agreements were you hoping to conduct today? Managing my affairs again on my father's behalf again, are you? Please, Derek. There's no harm in answering their questions. After our plan has already been set into motion. And what do you mean by that? Before you arrived, Derek and I finished signing the requisite paperwork. Oh my god. In doing so, we have arranged to expand the operations of the lotus fields lent to me by the villagers. The Quincy Company will then take over the management of the fields. What? Sign away the rights to almost all of the village's agriculture. Is this really what you want, Derek? What are you talking about? Things changing. I'm only transferring management of the fields to him. Yes, of course. It's quite simple, really. With my company harvesting the honey, we'll be able to streamline production of the candy. The temporary transfer of the land rights to my company is a necessary first step to facilitate the process. Crafty bastard. His scheme has reached its final phase, which means... Now then, Derek, I'll be delivering this contract to our main office. We'll be in touch come tomorrow. Look forward to good news. Sounds great. I'll be waiting. No, don't let him leave. Lloyd! Can't let him get away. Where you go, Minif? I have a few more questions. Oh? And what might they be? For starters, you're aware of the allegations leveled against you? Primary of which, of course, is suspicion of fraud. What? That's absurd! How dare you insult Minif like that? Now, Derek, please calm yourself. Minif? The special support section, was it? What could possibly make you suspect me of being a common criminal? Surely you have some manner of proof of your claim. We do. Intriguing. Why don't you tell me all about it then? But first, let me remind you that I am an Imperial citizen. If it turns out that your allegations are indeed entirely baseless, I'll do what I must to right that indignity, police officers though you may be. It's fine with us. Lloyd. Don't worry, Ellie. Let me handle this. Based on our investigation, there's no doubt in my mind that Minif is guilty. I'm going to expose him as the fraud he is and show Derek the truth. How very glib. If that's how you want this to play, then go right ahead. I'll answer anything you like. Well, your first question. Right. About your actions in Crossbell. There's a contradiction between what you said and what you've done. Could you please recount your actions for me? Contradiction? Very well. Since arriving in Crossbell, I have been cooperating with Derek to advance our plans. Said plan will result in the formation of the Armorica Honey Company, a subsidiary of the Quincy Company. It will specialize in producing candy made from Armorica's high-quality honey, combined with my company's acumen. It is a surefire success. The venture has already been approved by the city and is just about prepared to launch. Tell me, what is so contradictory about that? Well, everything. This plan is more like a charade from where I'm standing. Our investigation has covered a key discrepancy in what you said. See, Minif? This confectionery acumen. That the plan is underway. Yeah, that the plan is underway. There's no way without, like, the higher-ups. Of course, we looked into it. The IBC revealed your mistake. Yeah, that too. You say this plan is prepared to launch. In reality, it actually hasn't made any progress at all. Maybe see? What are you talking about? Consider this. The Quincy Company truly did intend to go through with this plan in Crossbell. We need a loan from the IBC to fund the construction and development of the subsidiary. Well, yes, of course. Register the company with the city and open a corporate account. But that's as far as it went, isn't it? The account for Armorica Honey Company contained no more than the minimum balance required to open it. Well, we weren't told the exact amount, but speculate it's only in the tens of thousands of mira. Just how were you planning to build a factory and run a business with so little starting capital?
You looked into my IBC account? This can't be true, can it, Minif? Please don't misunderstand, Derek. I never said there was any credence to their claims. I'm merely commenting on the audacity to take to do something so invasive. Forget that. Explain why there's hardly any mirror in that account. Being an executive of the company must be especially judicious when moving money around. As such, I can't take out a loan on behalf of the Quincy company. Of course, I'll be securing one from the IBC once I've received permission from the main office. Oh yeah, that makes perfect sense. No, it doesn't. A deaftivation. Don't count us out yet, Minif. I can tell Minif is getting frustrated. If we continue to press him and pile on the evidence, we can get him to crack. The look in your face tells me you have something more to ask. Just so happens that I do. That's far from our only point of contention about you, Minif. Still not satisfied? Don't let them rattle you, Derek. This will be a good opportunity for me to clear your mind of any and all doubt. Next, I'd like to ask about you, Minif. You say you're an executive of the Quincy Company. But is it really true? Wait, what are you implying? You trying to say that Minif isn't associated with the Quincy Company at all? That's what our evidence points to. Oh, goodness me. I didn't expect you to say something so that outlandish. How about I show you my business card and employee ID? Those articles could be easily forged. Regardless, we have evidence that would supersede either of those. We found out in a Quincy Company informational brochure. Informational brochure? Oh yeah, the one in Mademoiselle's room. Recorded the main points in the detective notebook. The brochure comes directly from the Quincy Company's main office, so there's no doubt as it's to its authenticity. What's more, there's a clear discrepancy between its context and what you told us yesterday. What I told you? That's right. The mention made it clear to us that you aren't the executive you claim to be. Oh, that's right! He said he dislikes sweets! How did I forget that? I was thinking something completely different. His dislike of sweets. I'm gonna quote a statement you made yesterday. Despite working for the company, I've never been one for sweets. Didn't I this fact? Lloyd? How exactly is that relevant? Oh my god, did I mess up? That's right, I don't care for sweets. What of it? You're trying to say someone who dislikes sweets couldn't possibly work for a confectionery company? Is this the first time I mess up? Confectionery company in general, maybe. But not this one in particular. Oh, okay, I didn't. What are you going on about? Who do you work for? The confectionery police department? This is what was written in the brochure. Prototypes are personally sampled by our executives who, after many meetings, decide whether a product is worthy to go to the market. Isn't that curious? What does that... Wait! Doesn't make sense that somebody like Minif who just likes sweets would be hired by a company like Quincy. Not with a tradition like that. Wouldn't you agree? No, I mean, I never said I hated sweets. That's not going to work with us. You admitted to not liking them in this very conversation. How stupid do you think we are? That raises another question. What would you lie about being an executive of the Quincy Company? It's simple. You attained again Derek's trust before ripping him off. That's the only deduction I can make based on the evidence. As for the confectioners seeking to make use of Armorica's honey, the Quincy Company was merely a name with weight to it, one that Minif threw around as a show of credibility. Minif, what is the meaning of this? You tricked me? Derek, don't allow yourself to be deceived by these scoundrels. What'd you just call us?
I mean, think about it for a second. Let's say, for argument's sake, that I did come to Armorica Village for the purpose of founding a fraudulent honey company. If, that being the case, I had an ulterior motive in deceiving my very good new friend Eric, then what was it? Why would I go to such ridiculous lengths? If you have proof to back your claims, then you have no right to call me a fraud. You should arrest yourselves for slander. We do bear the burden of proof, as well as providing a viable motive. Viable. As far as motives goes, I have a pretty good idea. I think with what Mr. Hayworth told us. What? Are you sure, Lloyd? Barely even started untangling everything that's going on here. Don't worry, I've got this. First will point us in the right direction today. I also want to retrieve the final piece of evidence we need. Last piece of the puzzle that'll oust Minif once and for all. Quit mumbling! If you have something to say, then out with it! With pleasure. You went to all these lengths to see this village with one goal in mind. Peddling knockoff Orbo cars, seizing land rights. True objective here is obtaining land rights to Armorica Village itself. What? Trader we know by the name of Harold Hayworth gave us some information about you. Immediately after arriving in Crossbill, you, Minif, started looking into land prices throughout the state. If you're employed by the Quincy Company in search of new business ventures, this would make no sense. So why do it? Only think of one possibility. Seizing land was your aim from the very start. It was? Of all the outrageous schemes. There's more to it. Armorica Village is surrounded by scenic beauty, making it a high-value location. Suppose the deeds were sold to a third party as prime real estate for a villa resort. How much more do you think they would go for? Land like this, I could estimate somewhere in the tens of millions of mira. That said, I don't think the villagers would agree to such an agreement. Exactly. That's why that made this whole fraudulent ruse, painstaking as it was, a necessity. If we assume your motive was to obtain land itself, your actions become that much more clear. First, you obtained the rights to the lotus fields, the farmland, the village's private property. Under the pretext of returning your company's main office, you vanished from Crossbill entirely. Finally, you sell the deeds on the black market and pocket a hefty sum of mira they're worth. That, Minif, has been your plan from the entire time. Minif, can't believe what I'm hearing. Lloyd! Mr. Hayworth and Company? Is that... Hey! Oh, the kid's here instead of Ian. I guess Ian got busy. Thank goodness. Looks like we made it in time. Dirk! Father? Mr. Hayworth? Aren't you Mr. Grimwood's office? I'm his assistant, Pete. He would have come himself, but he had to get back to drafting the Constitution. Did you come with evidence? No, we did. Ian said this would prove to be useful insurance. You're going to want to take a look at this. He produced a photograph for everyone to see. It was a photo of a man who looked like a merchant, with the same face as Minif's. Oh. And this picture is... Why? Why do you have this? A reporter Mr. Grimwood knew in the Empire gave this to him a long time ago. However, the name on this photo isn't Minif, it's Rittner. Rittner? I feel like we heard that name recently. Yes, we did! How did you forget? I remember. It's the name of the man who stole the Erebonian Baron's land. No, Mr. Grimwood told us about. Oh yeah, that dude. That's right. I asked Ian about it again. He said there's no mistaking it. Well, this is a plot twist I wasn't expecting. Lloyd, why don't you do Minif the honors? Tell him the only thing this photograph could mean. With pleasure. I mean, him and Rittner are the same. The reason this man before us, Minif, and the man on the foot of Rittner look identical is they're identical twins! They're twins! That's an option! Minif is Rittner in disguise. They're the same person. Minif and Rittner are one and the same. That's the only explanation. It's because they're the same person that their MOs are such a close match.
Miss Grimwood came to the same conclusion. This man must have been swindling down to an exact oral science.
You're a cook, Minif. As such, you'll be charged with attempted fraud. This is, of course, on top of the fraud you previously committed in Arabonia.
I can only guess how many skeletons we'll find in your closet when we get done with you.
I would very much hear all of the details in the department's interrogation room.
You damn you! I'm a professional. My work must be flawless. You meddlesome rats!
Minif?
Oh, he cracked. Don't get too full of yourselves just yet. I've won this time, but I won't be apprehended so easily. What? Come, my lovely beast. Oh, of course. Oh. What? Monsters?
They appear to be well trained too.
These cougars. Don't freaking tell me.
No. Derek! You've told her. It's too dangerous. Do you even have any idea what you're doing? Know precisely what I'm doing. Hence why I'm doing it. Oh, don't think even for a second about trying to fight me. That is unless you value the lives of Derek and the villagers. Step aside if you would. Jesus. Wow. Fairly well. For we shall never meet again. Oh my god. That sucks.
Derek!
Damn it. We can't just let him escape.
After him.
We have our own car. We have our own car. Get in it.
Chase him. No. He managed to get away. I've been so frustrated. If a spineless coward like him gave us a slip.
We have our own car, but okay. At least none of the villagers were hurt. Let's look at the silver lining. What a mess. If we come across him again, he won't be so lucky. For now, though, let's regroup with Chief Tolt and the villagers so we can report what happened. That's a good idea. Come on. Randy. Guys, we had a car.
Can thank you all for enough for what you've done today. It's no exaggeration to say that you saved the village from the clutches of the con man.
We still got away in the end.
Yes, but now the department knows to keep a lookout for him. It should only be a matter of time before he's caught.
Derek? A grave mistake. And I put everyone through so much trouble just so they could fix it. But that man roped me into his scheme. It nearly cost us all our livelihoods.
Don't be so hard on yourself. You're not the only one who's guilty.
Wrong. It's my fault completely. No two ways about it. I was so desperate to fix and reform Armorica that I ignored my father. Almost drove it into the ground instead. No right to become the next village chief.
That's where you're wrong.
Father?
I've been so struck in the old ways that I never try to hear your proposals for what they were. I know the village will go under if we maintain the current course, and yet I've done nothing. It is my inaction that drove you to do this. Thus, I must bear a large share of the responsibilities for letting it happen.
That's very admirable, Chief Tolta.
Thanks to this crisis, I finally realized where I went wrong. The worth of this village cannot hinge entirely on the ideology of a single stubborn old man. So instead, Derek, I would ask that you provide me your input as well. We'll each contribute our ideas and discuss them with the villagers. That is the only way we can ensure a future for Armorica.
You're right. I'm so sorry, Father. From here on out, I'm going to dedicate myself to the betterment of the village. I'm happy the two of you were able to reconcile.
Haha, same.
Makes almost losing your whole village to some crook worth it, wouldn't you say? Wazy. Put a sock in it, Wazy. Learn how to read a room. I'm really sorry about him. I swore we tried everything.
At any rate, I owe you all an enormous debt, so allow me to express my thanks one more. Also, owe my gratitude, Mr. Grimwood. It's a shame he couldn't be here.
I'll pass your thanks to Mr. Grimwood and let him know what happened. Even I only played a minor role. I'm glad I could be of assistance. Look forward to a continued partnership, Chief Tolta.
Same to you, Harold.
You could keep a lookout for Minif just in case he returns. Of course, you can always contact the SSS if you ever need our assistance. Hopefully, it'll never be for anything related to this ordeal again. I'll be sure to keep you in mind. One born every Minif completed. Alright. Oh, what a lengthy one it was. But with that, I think we're going to leave this episode here. And in the next one, we're going to continue with the rest of the quests. Like I've said, these quests have been getting longer and longer. But this was a very good one, and we protected Armorica Village. But leaving things off here, hope you guys have been enjoying these videos. If you have, please leave a like, comment, and share. That always helps out against that pesky YouTube algorithm. Subscribe to join the Moonlight Army today. Hit that bell icon to be notified when I upload a new video. If you guys want to stalk me on my social medias, the links will be in the description box below. And I'll see you guys in the next video. So, take care, guys. Bye-bye.